music for the streets.
This is the sound of the streets.
It's about time.
This is the sound of the people.
Please believe it.
This is Power 104.7.
Like it or not, starting up next with Rebecca Azor and Benjamin Percy Parcival Dixon. Y'all stay tuned.
Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Y'all know what time it is.
It's time for Like It or Not with Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not with Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, a real life-ish. I living life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics scheming, not trying to find the meaning of life. And while the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, then I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not with Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. It's time for Like It or Not with Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.
Like it or not starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
And not care who doesn't like it.
And before we get to our news for Like It or Not, I also wanted to just check in with you guys. How are you guys doing? What did your week look like? What did your week feel like?
Oh, that's a deep question. I mean,
Something so simple, but can definitely be so deep. Understood.
this is a week. This is a world-changing week from beginning to end. So I've just been sitting back watching world-changing news happening every day. So, I'm not doing well because I have to watch that. But, James, how you doing, man?
Tired, boss. I've been on the go, man. When I say on the go since like last week up until tomorrow, I mean today, hell. See, tomorrow, I'm a day behind. All the way up from last week to this week, man, I cannot wait till tomorrow where I can just lay around and not do a damn thing. And I cannot wait.
You know what's crazy? It's the day before the day off that feels so good than the actual day off. Because when you have that day off, you think about how the next day is going to be back to work.
Right.
Your mind is always on the go about how much lay down can I get right now? How much laziness can I put in? How much no work can I do right now before I do have to work, before I do have to do what I need to do? See, that's black math right there.
See?
Like on our day off, we calculating to see how much we can lay down before one of the kids come and bother you, or before like somebody calls your phone and you got to do something for them. It's the calculations that you got to do. It's kind of like when you get that new job, right? And you start looking at the check before you get the check. You start spending it in your head.
Yep.
You start like deducting it and seeing what it's going to look like. And it sees if this job is even worth you even starting on the first day. Okay, after you do the math on what it looks like from your first check. But yes, I definitely understand. It's definitely been a week. The week actually flew by. I wish I'm trying to work on slowing it down for myself. I feel like sometimes I'm moving so fast in my head, and I'm just going that I'm looking at it, and I'm one of those people that, ooh, October got somewhere to be, don't it? but I also want to slow down. Sometimes, like at night, I romanticize. I always tell you guys my nights, my evenings, I will plug in and I will, I will unplug from the world, but I will plug in. I will make sure I take me a nice little shower, candles lit, put on some good music that feels good, means good. I always stop at Target. They know me. They know when I leave work. They know, like, girl, here she go. She gonna get that bottle of wine. She gonna get the kombucha. She's coming for that. And I make slow movements walking to the car. I make slow movements coming out of the car. I make slow movements when I get in the shower. I just feel like move a little slower instead of just being like
Right.
just all over the place. So we got a lot of news to cover on today, and I want to make sure we hit it before David has to walk the dog. And so,
You don't know
like,
folks walking dogs is like going to work, man. You don't understand.
we don't. We gotta make sure he walks that dog. So we're gonna start with the leading news. We know that happened this week. The breaking news, I should say, it isn't so breaking now, but we know there is a Republican House, Republican Party, Republican supporters are now divided. And this is after the ousting of House Speaker in a historic vote. This was on October 3rd, 1987. What? A handful of Republicans in the U.S. House of Representatives on Tuesday told him, you can pack your things and go. Okay. They told Kevin McCarthy, our speaker, they definitely told him he can pack his things and go. He has been voted out of the Republican House. Okay. The party plunged Congress into a further chaos. Everybody's going crazy. This is a 216 to 210 vote, marked the first time in history that the House removed its leader, with 8 Republicans voting with 208 Democrats to remove McCarthy. And McCarthy told reporters he would not make another run for speaker. I wouldn't either, baby. Okay. He said he fought for what he believed in, and he continued to say, I believe I can continue to fight, but maybe in a different manner. Yeah, that's outside of that seat. So now they're looking, they were leaderless for a minute, and they're looking to see who they can replace. I know they have somebody interim right now, but let's take a look at how just immediately after that, how tea was being spilled.
Yes.
It just is so much, let's just see that craziness. Let's take a listen.
You got to think about this guy. This is a guy that the media didn't give a time of day to after he was accused of sleeping with an underage girl. And there's a reason why no one in the conference came and defended him, because we had all seen the videos he was showing on the House floor that all of us had walked away of the girls that he had slept with. He'd brag about how he would crush ED medicine and chase it with an energy drink so he could go all night. This is obviously before he got married. And so when that accusation came out, no one defended him, and then no one on the media would give him a time of the day. All of a sudden, he found fame because he opposed the Speaker of the House back in November, and he's always stayed there. And he was never going to leave until he got this last moment of fame by going after a motion to vacate.
It's important to know Congressman Gates.
Listen. Hold on, there's more. I want you to play the end because it's Gates versus.
Oh, that's right.
Been charged with any sex trafficking crime, and he gave this statement to CNN in response. I don't think Mark Wayne Mullen and I have said 20 words to each other on the House floor. This is a lie from someone who doesn't know me and who's coping with the death of the political career of his friend Kevin. Thoughts and prayers.
So I say this to say, Ben, you dropped that in my spirit. And when I was watching it, I was saying, look at this, right? As soon as they get out, some people are upset because, McCarthy is some of those people's friends and they've bonded with them. And others, Mullen said Kevin McCarthy only got, his fame after he opposed.
Gates.
Not Kevin McCarthy, excuse me. Matt Gaetz only rose to fame because nobody knew who he was until he opposed Kevin McCarthy, and he seemed like the rebel for the Republican Party. But here we are now. They've said they're starting to spill secrets that we didn't know, things that were said on the floor, things that were shown on the floor, conversations that were had. Like, listen, we've known he's been that guy. He's been that guy, and here's what he's been doing this whole entire time. And then Gates responds and says, like, what a loser. You're mad because your friend left.
Matt Gaetz is I can't say what he really is, but he's definitely a Dick. I'm sorry. I just got to say it. He's
Oh God.
there's no other way. I'm sorry to all my church members. There's no other way to describe Matt Gaetz. But what's funny, like, two things. Number one, Rebecca, you are messy as hell for starting with this clip. Like,
Right.
I wanted to just lighten it up because I think this shows you how the house is divided.
Republicans are eating each other alive, and it's only going to get worse. They're tearing each other apart over Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz has had it out for Kevin McCarthy, and what's crazy is that I think I kind of agree with Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin there. Matt Gaetz is doing this because I feel like this is his Hail Mary. This is his last hoorah on the way out the door because they are investigating him. They're investigating him for all the stuff that he's done. It's an ethics investigation in the House of Representatives, but that's enough for them to put him out. So, there are some speculations that all of this that happened this week, this entire historic week of the first time a Speaker of the House being removed from the House of Representatives is merely because Matt Gaetz is trying to cover his butt.
Yeah. Matt Gaetz is one of the other people that are amongst the people who we have representing the United States that shows us what's wrong, right? He shouldn't be seated along with Marjorie Taylor Greene, along with the brunette woman that was feeling up on one of her dates, like just a few months
Bobby.
ago, whatever her
not Bobby.
Yeah, Lauren Boebert. Yeah.
You went through every
I'm
beat,
saying,
Nate.
it just she like they're one of them, and then the ones that claim to be supportive of all things democratic or liberal or progressive, but they straddle the fence, right? And so we have all of those in that we have represented, but he's a part of that lineup that shows us what is wrong and how we need just better leaders also, people that are falling by the wayside, coming out and saying, "Well, I'm gonna release the dirty little secrets because Kevin McCarthy is no longer this." Okay, honey, we knew that man was touching kids, inappropriate, or little girls, or young girls, or whatever, allegedly, and you guys always knew that and didn't say a thing until this happened. What are we supposed to do with that information? Because y'all gonna keep him seated. You know what I'm saying? So the House is so divided right now. It's great to see, but also it doesn't help us with what the forward movement that we really are looking for. But it does. It's very telling to show us what it's been looking like. And while they try to save face, but Abby Phillips of CNN actually broke down in a more meaningful manner about what the speakers look like over the years and how this really may not be a Democratic issue. Let's take a listen.
McCarthy ousted. Paul Ryan quit in disgust over his right flank. John Boehner pushed out by the Freedom Caucus. Dennis Hastert spent time in prison after admitting sexual abuse. And the hyper-partisan Newt Gingrich, who faced ethical complaints, resigned before his own caucus staged a rebellion. So perhaps the issue isn't actually Democrats, but the insatiable thirst for rebellion within the Republican conference.
Period.
And join
right there, the insatiable thirst.
Insatiable.
Yeah. Listen, I think that's simply put, but it just, as much as they want to say, but the Democrats, it's just, how there's a lot of finger pointing. It's been y'all. History shows us that the problem has been right there the whole time. You guys will vote anybody who really shouldn't be eligible. Ben, is that how we say it? Eligible?
You're going to stop doing that to me on this show.
Because I know you probably, I feel like because he's not on camera, I can't see his face, right? So like he's not, like if I say eligible, in his mind, he's like, this girl's saying it wrong.
It's in your mind. You messing with yourself. Stop.
Ever since
I did it one time. I corrected her one time and she ain't never let me live it down. Go on.
What was that?
I can't even remember what it was.
And
James.
now I feel like
Oh, dang.
but
I can't
anywho,
remember what it was.
the line of historically, the line of people who have represented for speaker for the Republican Party shows us that the proof has been in their pudding probably ain't even ingredients missing stuff. But you know, it's been there the whole time. It shows us historically, you guys never had it together. The people that you have placed have never had it together, and so we're not surprised. You guys. Republicans, I don't know. It's great seeing their house on fire, but how long will it be on fire before they close up shop and don't let us see anything internal anymore, or act like nothing is happening?
I mean, they're trying, and I don't know how far they're going to take it, but they have been floating Donald Trump as a replacement Speaker of the House on a temporary basis. You don't have to be a member of the House of Representatives to be the Speaker of the House. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, and a couple of others have called on Trump to become the Speaker. Now, here's the thing: Trump is on his way to Washington on Tuesday in order to participate in the caucus concerning this. So it's possibility he could still come out and be Speaker of the House. And this is the way of the extreme Republicans sticking it in the face of the Democrats who supported ousting McCarthy.
Yes, and this him coming out to say that no, the Republicans throwing that or toting that idea around, even on, you know, the people's internets, to say that this is going, Bubba, what is it?
Oh my God.
All this
I don't even know why you.
Oh
my God.
Leave me alone.
What is
no, go right past it, Rebecca. Let me help you. I heard it. Go past it.
Did I say
no,
something?
I did. Go forth and be great with your segment.
Y'all always do this on my show, and then I just be feeling like I don't know what y'all talking about. Me too, David. Anywho, I think I was to say there is a house divided. The house is on fire. There is trouble running amok in the palace, as Mama D, Mama D would say, the palace. Okay, there is trouble running amok in the palace, and so there needs to be a fix. We don't know what's going to happen, but we will figure it out. We're not going to figure it out. I got to go to break because now I don't understand. Throwing my game off. You guys, we're going to take it to a break. Please stay tuned. We're going to have some more about Donald Trump, and you'll be surprised who's supporting him right after this.
All right, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, man. More Like It or Not is coming up next here on Power 104.7 in the Benjamin Dixon Show.
Hip-hop. You're vibing with Power 104.7.
Yeah.
The heart of hip-hop and R&B.
Come on.
I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, though, ambition, flow inside my DNA. I was born like this and born like this, immaculate conception. I transform like this, perform like this. Wish out you a new weapon. I don't contemplate, I meditate. Then off your head. This that put the kids to bed. This that I got realness. I just kill shit 'cause it's in my DNA. I got millions, I got riches building in my DNA. I got dark, I got evil that rot inside my DNA. I got off, I got trouble, some heart inside my DNA. I just win again, then win again like Wimbledon I serve. Yeah, that's him again. The sound that engine in is like a bird. You see fireworks and Corvette tires skirt the boulevard. I know how you work, I know just who you are. See, use it. Your hormones probably switch inside your DNA. Problem is, all that sucker shit inside your DNA. Daddy probably snitch, heritage inside your DNA. Backbone don't exist, born on side a jellyfish I gauge. See my pedigree, most definitely don't tolerate the front. Shit I been through probably offend you, this is Paula's oldest son. I know murder, conviction, burners, boosters, burglars, ballers, dead. Redemption scholars, fathers dead. With kids and I wish I was fed. Forgiveness, yeah. Soldier's DNA, born inside the beast. My expertise checked out in second grade. When I was 9, on sale motel, we didn't have nowhere to stay. At 29, I've done so well, hit cartwheel in my estate. And I'm gon' shine like I'm supposed to, antisocial extrovert. And excellent meaning extra work. And absentness, what the f*** you hurt. And passiveness never struck my nerve. And that's a riff gonna be this case. The reason my power's here on earth. Salute the truth and the prophecy. I got loyalty, got royalty inside
this is
my
why
DNA.
I say that hip-hop has done more damage to young African Americans than racism in recent years.
I never bet my DNA. This is my heritage, all I'm inheriting. Money and power, the Mecca emeritus. Tell me something, you motherfuckers can't tell me mean nothing. I'd rather die than to listen to you. My DNA not for imitation. Your DNA an abomination. This hour, this where you in the matrix. Dodging bullets, reaping what you're sowing. Stacking up the footage, living on the go and sleeping in the villa. Sipping from a Grammy, walking in the building. Diamond in the ceiling, marble on the floors. Beaches out the window, peeking out the window. Baby in the pool, Godfather goes. Only Lord knows I've been going hammer. Dodging paparazzi, freaking through the cameras. Eating $4, Brock wearing sandals. Yoga on a Monday, stretching till November. Watching all the snakes, curving all the fakes. Phone never own, I don't conversate, I don't compromise. I just penetrate, sex, money, murder. These are the breaks, these are the times. Level number 9, look up in the sky. Tennis on the way, sentence on the way, Kenneth on the way. Motherfucker, I got winners on the way. You ain't without a buddy on your belt. You ain't without a ticket on your plate. You ain't sick enough to put it on yourself. You ain't rich enough to hit the light escape. Tell me when destruction gonna be my fate. Gonna be a fate, gonna be a fate. Peace to the world, let it rotate. Sex, money, murder, our DNA.
All right, y'all. Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys, to Like It or Not. Listen, we have some more news coming in, and I want to make sure we get it. I told you, people got things to do, dogs to walk. So, listen, Trump. That's going to be the gist and the meat of this this news day. I usually don't like it, but these are important stories, and I know it's serious. And Republicans are all divided. I'm talking about even the ones, who aren't, seated or representatives or our leaders, just plain old conservatives. Your conservative friend, your conservative doctor, your conservative lawyer, your conservative commentator on Fox News. We have Jessica Tarlow, who actually takes an opportunity, and this isn't her first time. I've actually heard her say a couple of things just maybe a few days ago. Yesterday, again, she goes viral because she was calling out Trump supporters and agreeing with Hillary Clinton's comments that they should be deprogrammed or they're like a cult, something of the sort. But let's take a listen as she clears the room. I'm surprised they even let her finish. Let's take a listen.
But I really need everyone to spare me the faux outrage and the pearl clutching about this. Little collection of things that Donald Trump and high-ranking Republicans call liberals on a daily basis: anarchists, anti-American, deranged, communists, corrupt, compromised, groomers and perverts, thugs and traitors. Now, she was explicit that she was talking about a subsection of the Republican Party the same way that Joe Biden is when he talks about this MAGA extremism. But you tell me, if the leader of the Democratic Party, so that would be Joe Biden, was facing 4 indictments with 91 felony counts, he had been found liable of sexually assaulting a woman and defaming her, that's E. Jean Carroll, guilty of fraud, sharing the nation's secrets, not only in the Mar-a-Lago indictment, but there was a report yesterday from ABC News that he had shared information about our nuclear submarine capacities with an Australian billionaire who's a member at Mar-a-Lago, who had then gone on and shared that with dozens of other people, ended up making a purchase, I think, of 3 subs. It included specifics up to how many nuclear warheads they carry and how close they can get to Russian subs without being detected. And then I told you, so all of that is happening, and he's shooting up in the polls. And when you see those interviews of Trump supporters outside of the rallies, they're like, none of this is true. It's the big lie. He won the election, et cetera. And you wouldn't say to me, you guys are in a cult? It's actually tame, what Hillary Clinton was saying.
Jesse, she said it was tame. Like, I don't really care for Hillary Clinton, but I do agree with that, though. Though Republicans should be definitely deprogrammed, or conservatives or people alike who think in that way. And for someone on Fox, this is not the first person that we've heard, and I know most certainly won't be the last, that has spoken against Donald Trump. And that is like what, career suicide? People speak against Donald Trump and we don't see him again, baby. But what she said isn't a lie. And I think sitting amongst people who were trying to, even on Fox when it was airing, it kind of, it was showing that they were trying to come against the people who agree with Hillary Clinton. Meanwhile, right there, sitting amongst them, they didn't know. It ain't fun when the rabbit got the gun. I'm just kidding. It just goes to show everybody is starting to see the truth.
Listen, Hillary is would not like our show. especially she would not like my
Mm-hmm.
backlog of content. I've never really been a fan of Hillary. Definitely wish we would have got her in 2016 over Donald Trump. I would say that much. But I agree with her on this clip. Number one, I agreed with her when she called the Republicans deplorables. Because if you look at how they are carrying themselves right now, there's no better word to describe them than deplorables. Maybe fascist is the better word, but deplorable is a very close second. And then the second part is that they are absolutely brainwashed. They are in a cult. They will follow Donald Trump to drinking the cyanide Kool-Aid, right? They will drink the Kool-Aid and they want violence. They want a civil war. Like this is the type of language that they're using, and it's all in honor of supporting Donald Trump. So
the Galaxy in the comment section is asking, is that Fox News's liberal commentator?
Yes.
I'm not sure if she's a liberal commentator.
Basically.
Okay.
She holds the line pretty good for.
I was gonna say she's one of the, to me, I don't really call them liberal, but the people that be on there that wants to call themselves liberal, I don't like when they're straddling the fence, because I don't think anything that the Republicans do, say, put out there, represent. Now they are all bad. I'm sorry. There is not this the smallest thing on the list that they're like cops who go and play basketball in the hood or drop off Jordans in the hood and then go back to doing like everything that cops do, right? and you know, that's how I feel. Republicans, they will shine the light on the one little thing they do, and then they expect us to do that. So anybody who speaks on like who's a straddler, I don't trust you. Anywho, more Trump conversations, because it's a cult. The cult, you know, that can spread. And because we know, here's a conspiracy theorist
here we go.
Industry plan. Industry plans, right? We know that people are placed, you know, we know people are almost like propaganda nowadays. Like they just utilize them, and the most popular person right now, they will act like they know them. They will slap that person, tap them, give them a couple of bucks, and tell them endorse me. And people will do it. And we've been talking about this woman on this show, this young woman on this show, for various reasons. And now she's trending again. She's trending because of her comments. And we're talking about none other than rapper Sexy Red. Trending because of her endorsement, so to speak, of former president Donald Trump. Let's take a listen to her words on a podcast. Yes, a podcast. And she said this just a few days ago.
Do you think more people are going to support Trump now in the hood
like
or
Trump.
no?
Yeah, they support him in the hood. Because at first, I don't think people was with him like they thought he was racist, saying little shit and, you know, against women. But once he started getting black people out of jail and giving people their free money, oh, baby, we love Trump. We need him back in office.
Yeah, that a little bit of free money goes a long way.
We need him back. Because, baby, them checks. Oh, yes, them stimulus checks, Trump, we miss you.
That's like Whoa Vicky. She's always talking about Trump. You see her ever?
I like Trump. No, I ain't never seen Whoa Vicky.
She's funny.
I love Trump, though. He funny to me. Like, I used to watch his not interviews, like him talking to people. He used to be calling people fat.
Yeah.
He just bold.
Wow.
He funny. Like, we need people like him.
Okay. And so she said stimulus checks. Okay, girl.
Stimulus checks with our money, the taxpayer money.
That they made us definitely roll that right on back with high. All of a sudden, every bill, every grocery, everything is high. And then you want to, you really want to say that was a Donald Trump that definitely, we fought for that. Remember how they were going back and forth about giving it to us in the first place? You don't remember that? I don't think you guys
don't remember it because she wasn't paying attention.
Oh, the chat.
Right.
My 4 kids that I got the child tax credit, he let us get all of that, and they took it away.
What is that? You mentioned another artist that came out this week.
Whoa, Vicky, who we don't care about, and David. I didn't find her for a reason, but footage of her also this week coming out in the endorsement for Donald Trump, endorsing Donald Trump. But I want to stay on Sexy Red real quick because and I know you and I had a brief conversation about this, Ben. Donald Trump's cult is so much so that they will go and find a diamond in silk, And Unleftist Mafia, they reminded me that one of them
I don't
is
know which
gone.
one. Me either.
And I don't
Me either.
remember who it is, Diamond or Silk. But with Diamond and Silk, right? We recall that they found them, and I do not believe that that's their real character, but they made that character. They held on to that character, and they continued to milk it. Pay them enough, the more hood you look, the more uneducated you sound, all of that, as long as he can say, my African American. You don't see that I have my African American vote. That's my African American. I say all that to say it's very problematic because Sexy Red reaches a certain audience and they know that. And people who aren't going to go and figure out who Donald Trump is, people who are just getting their voting rights, people who are just getting their voting cards, like, they don't really care about politics and the true politics and how it's going to affect them and their future and their education and their health. They don't care about that. They're going to go off of what Sexy Red said, right? I love Trump. Trump gave us money, stimulus checks. Bring him back in the office. Things he said are funny. Really, things he said are so funny that they sent people to the Capitol. You don't remember that? Are the things that he says so funny that it sent people to the Capitol and a full domestic terrorist attack? Are those things that he said that are so funny that had people, when he first became president in Charlottesville, holding up little torches? Remember during COVID, they were going outside because of what Donald Trump said. That was what's so funny about Asians and beating their behinds just because they said that they brought COVID over here, the Chinese flu. Was that so funny, the things that he said? When he said that there was no racism here? And next thing you know, so many people, we saw so many people, so many companies standing right beside him. And because he wouldn't denounce racism and start putting racist things in their windows at their businesses. Your dentist, your local dentist, all of a sudden was saying racist things, putting up Donald Trump flags and saying things against the LGBTQIA plus community. So are the things that he says funny? So many more mass shootings because of how he defends gun rights in a way that is sick, irresponsible. Are the things that Donald Trump says funny? People can't even pay for insulin. They're dying. Are the things that Donald Trump says funny? So that's where I see it as very problematic coming from one of the biggest artists right now. Unfortunately, making those statements and what that can actually do. So
yeah, that's that on that. Shoot. Yeah.
She's problematic. That's literally all this is just like, hey guys, I got these. I'm gonna give you $1 million a piece if you go on and make videos because you're famous. $1 million to say that I paid and gave everybody money. I love Jesus and all this. It's all talking points.
Yeah, and
it really feels like he paid them. I'm like, y'all can't be this serious, bro. Y'all cannot sit here and believe any of this shit. And it is very dangerous, especially because this is like going to go after those, like y'all said, those early voters, those voters who are just voting for the first time.
Yep. You know what? Here's the thing: the stimulus check is the key connector. That's why I wanted to bring. What's this? You said her name was Woe Vicky.
Woe Vicky.
Okay, yeah, bless her. Thoughts and prayers. But her bringing up the stimulus check, let me tell you something. I guarantee you that neither Woe Vicky nor Sexy Red even remembers the stimulus checks being sent out. Okay, they brought this up at the same week with the same talking point about the stimulus checks. There is a organized effort to use artists like this, to use social media influencers, to use these Instagram social media accounts that look like they're hip hop centric, but they're really owned and run by some kind of white conservative. They are organizing and they're rolling out all of their operatives. They're writing some checks because most of these people, they excited about the $1,500 check. I bet you they ain't. Woe Vicky probably got another $1,500 to come out here and be a Donald Trump supporter, because that's the efforts that's being placed all around the country, and they're absolutely trying to target Black folks to come and support Donald Trump.
Yeah, and
even though Woe Vicky is not white, Black, so.
Well, but she's gonna get those people who are, Rachel Dolazelling. She's gonna get the people that's Sean Kinging. She's gonna get those people. That's what they're gonna get, and they're gonna push that forward. And there's a group for everybody. You didn't see that my Latino on the side. He's the Cubans for Trump, the Mexicans for Trump, all of them for Trump. The one, and they're paying them so much money to be in this ignorant space, knowing that Trump doesn't stand for Mexicans. He wants to build a wall. He said that you guys are bringing in the gangs. Now the focus is that Mexicans are the cause of fentanyl. Meanwhile, Donald Trump literally he's not the answer. And TikTok, just because y'all want something funny and viral, we can't have that. That will not read well as president. That's not in the real life. It's not going to help you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to help you. All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and take another break. But right after this, do we got more Trump news?
I hope not. I'm tired of Trump.
Me too, honey.
I'm tired of his wig wearing ass too.
Baby, listen, right after this, we got we have some news coming out of Morgan State, and we'll definitely leave you with something positive though. But we got to just quickly touch on that Morgan State, and we won't leave you like that. We'll leave you with something positive, but right after this.
Give it to them now.
Where beats meet the streets.
The hottest music in the streets.
This is Power 104.7.
Back, everybody.
Welcome back to Like It or Not. That song is so interesting to me. And where you at, Bubba? But that song, because I feel like it brings things in people's minds. When it first came out, I really liked it, but then I'm like, the world is so interesting. They take everything literal. So yeah. Anywho,
is it bad? I honestly don't know that song. First time hearing it.
What?
I'm glad you don't.
Man, even in our Caucasian brothers and sisters know that song.
Either.
It was like I remember a video. This lady pulled up, and I was not expecting this. This man went up to her. He was like, "Do you know?" He's like, "What's your favorite SZA song from the album?" She was like, "Kill Bill." I'm like, "Oh shit, she knows it." She's like, "I just killed my ex. Not the best idea." Have y'all seen the movie Kill Bill?
Yeah.
Yes.
In that. Yeah.
So I know that she's.
I loved it.
Yeah, so I don't like the lyrics of the song. Now, mind you, I loved it when I first heard it. But when you're in a feeling and you're not feeling your man or whatever the case may be, and you really are like broken up with that person, but you want to be with them, I think for those people who are crazy, a lot of domestic violences went up. A lot. That's what I be thinking of. See, it gets crazy for me.
Terrible.
Yeah, it gets crazy. The world is literally on fire. I don't think that song is beneficial. That's my business. But I do like SZA. I do like SZA. Anywho, but I can't listen to that song anymore. I just can't. Morgan State. Now, as we know, it is HBCU season. And what does that mean? That means it's homecoming season. A lot of the alumni are coming home. A lot of the new kids are on campus, and they're getting ready to experience either their second or first or third homecomings at their HBCUs. Morgan State, however, had an incident just a couple of days ago where it was what we were calling a mass shooting. 5 people wounded, and it was 4 students, they say, and another person were wounded. And this is outside a crowded homecoming event. You know, our starts to how we have those events for the week, a homecoming event, and this was at Morgan State in Baltimore. Okay, Morgan State University in Baltimore. And a lot of students were running, and then SWAT came in, and I've seen multiple videos of SWAT coming in and going through dorms. And I thought to myself, that's crazy. But this happened just a couple of days ago. I'm trying to remember, was it October 3rd? I believe it was the 3rd. Yeah, I believe it was the 3rd. But a couple of things surrounding the story that I wanted to highlight. And it was, first, we're going to go with it being a mass shooting, because I believe the definition of a mass shooting is like more than 4 people being shot, right? And then an active shooter is a shooter actively shooting, right? Am I tripping? Like, I just want to ask that question.
Well, I mean, I think you're definitely right about the definition of a mass shooter, but I hate to ask this question, but I wonder if they're parsing the difference because of how many people were killed versus other mass shootings. I'm not sure why they describe the story that way, but yeah, I believe it's actually over 3 people who are shot in a shooting is considered mass shooting. Yeah,
Okay,
Dr.
so
Jared Ball, Dr. Jared Ball, he's been on our show many times, and he's the host of the I forgot the name of their morning show, but he's a professor at that university as well.
Okay, right. So, and he's been on our show. I know Dr. Ball, but active shooter is a term used to describe the perpetrator of an ongoing mass shooting. A mass shooting is more than 4 people.
Oh, you're right. I thought it was 3.
Okay. So, I just wanted to put that out there.
You're saying they're not calling it a mass shooting?
So I'm gonna get there because this, as I was going over the story this morning, this was all like new developments. So let's start with this first. What a lot of reports were calling a mass shooting, initially that took place, and not a lot of information was out there. So during the mass shooting, SWAT was going into dorms, and while kids were calling their parents, let's take a look at what SWAT was doing to the kids in the dorms.
I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back. If you walk right by me, hands. You right there in the white beard. Right in front of me. Walk right by me. That way. Please. Show me your hands. I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back. If you walk right by me, hands. You right there in the white beard. Right in front of me. Walk right by me. That way. Please.
Exactly. So if you look, people are saying they're going to call whoever they're on the phone back. He's still, the young man over there still on the phone. Somebody just thought to record as the banging happened down the door. All of this is happening. These kids were just put in a position not to know if they were going to live or die. And they are being literally questioned and patted down. Room to room. Black men. Black young boys. And my issue with this is I understand we don't know who was shooting. But I don't think this should be protocol. Coming at the my computer, my camera just died. But coming at the children, the students in that manner during that time, no, you would never see that happen on the campus of Florida State University.
What was
Colorado.
the other school that recently just happened? Was it UNC? If I'm not mistaken, this didn't happen up there. They weren't doing all of this. They definitely weren't.
I get them trying to pass this off as protocol. They don't know who the shooter is. I'm with you, both of you, on this. I've seen enough instances. Well, actually, let me just backpedal. There's been a lot of college campus mass shootings over the years. What stuck in my mind is the way high school and middle schoolers are treated, and they're escorted out. I imagine logistically it's difficult to escort out a bunch of grown folks who are staying in their dorms. So I guess I in my mind, I'm expecting to see the line of people coming out of the dorms with their hands up like they do high school students. But in this case, I mean, the scariest thing in the world has to be SWAT showing up at your door, because you have no idea how they're actually going to respond, right? Because if my God, their suspect happened to be a black man of a certain, age, then every person on that campus was potentially a suspect who could have gotten shot or accosted. Thankfully, that didn't happen. But, I've seen too many of those videos like we just watched that escalate from what we saw to people getting killed. And so that's what's terrifying to me, is that this could have ended a lot worse because of the presence of the SWAT going door to door like that.
Yes. And then what's interesting, too, is guys, yes, this is not what I want to close on, because there's a second portion of this, and our producers are telling us that we have to close for now. But I got it. You're gonna have to edit this, David. Moving forward, though, with this story, there's another part to it, because I don't want to end the people on this portion, because the development that the mayor stated changes, to me, what the active shooter situation was. Said there wasn't an active shooter. It was actually a issue between parties that led to the shooting on campus. Let's take a listen to what the mayor said.
It's a tragic event and a tragedy at a place that you know very well, and you know how great this institution of Morgan State is. And what we know right now is that there was a confrontation between groups that led to unfortunate gunfire, and with 5 people being non-fatally shot, 4 men, one young woman, and that's what we know. We know that there was talks about active shooter and all of these things initially. What we did and the BPD did is make sure they tracked down every piece of information that was given to them when they were on the scene. They did the work of going through floor by floor to making sure that all of those rooms were clear. There was a projectile that we know now went into a window on the 7th floor from the shooting, not an active shooter shooting out of that window. That was confirmed by our BPD individuals last night, and that right now we know that there was multiple shooters, but this was not your quintessential quote unquote school or mass shooting. This was a basic human conflict, April, that led to gunfire, which is, as you know, I'm always going to say, goes again to the point that we have way too many illegal guns in the hands of people that are not mature enough and, quite frankly, should not have them.
So when he said that, it didn't make any sense to me, though. I hear what he's saying, but then I don't care if the people were part of the community. I still think 4 people were shot on campus, one being 5 people were shot. And they were all taken to the hospital. 1 woman, I think 4 guys, 4 men, young boys, and they all were taken to the hospital. One is in there on stable condition, and the other ones had no injuries, no life-altering injuries. And so the shooters have yet to be found.
That's
okay.
the part.
And since he said this, the story really went nowhere. Yet the shooters have yet to be found. And BPD, not Benjamin P. Dixon, but the Baltimore Police Department.
Yeah.
They have put out, which you can post that, David. They put out a message with a little screenshot of who the perpetrators were, and saying, if you guys have found these people, here's your reward. And I think it's about $9,000, a little bit over $9,000 as a reward to find them. So I would love to know, so what are we saying here? They have yet to find them. Morgan State cannot move forward with their homecoming activities. They have canceled homecoming this year. Students are still in fear and traumatized because of what happened on campus. There hasn't been more information to state if the shootings were targeted. It's, nothing. These people walked up on campus and they were in the dorms looking for the suspect.
That's a lot.
And see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's very confusing. How do they want us to label this? Because by definition, it's still a mass shooting. And by definition, there was an active shooting situation at that time. That's why the school was locked down. So for the mayor to say it wasn't an active shooting situation, and for them to kind of after his interview of saying that, the story went nowhere. But the people in Baltimore, those kids on campus, are literally traumatized and grieving and can't enjoy their homecoming. And the police department is still looking for the culprits.
Yeah.
Come on now.
It just seemed like there's a lot of information that I don't know if it hasn't just been released yet. What were they arguing about? Was it an argument between 2 groups? Okay,
that was the information that was given. The information by the mayor that was given was the same information by the police department that was given. But then the police department yesterday, I believe, dropped that information saying we need to find them and here's a reward. I think the focus was too busy on the students being suspects that they didn't have time to go and find
the real culprits. Wow.
Okay. And that's where I'm at with that.
They had too many black folks that they could sort through. They were just too engaged with all the little black folks that they could interrogate.
Yep. So that's why I broke the story down that way, because as I was going through it today, I think it's purposely have not spoken about it, and to try to redefine things, and so that I guess the school won't be highlighted and the police department won't be looking bad as to how they handled it. That's what I think. And they want to go ahead and move forward. Before we do sign off, I do want to give a big shout out, though, You know, shout out to HBCUs.
Yeah.
Morgan State,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. BCU is with you. FAMU is with you. All HBCUs are standing right beside you because we
Yeah.
understand that, especially around this time, this is when we are the most communal. We're fellowshipping the most.
Yeah.
And for people to put fear in our hearts for whatever reason, or for what it could have been an argument, or for people, whatever they had in their mind, like I want, I'm sending out more than thoughts and prayers, just love and light. And I hope that you guys have a moment of peace. And I know it was a traumatic event, but I pray that you guys are able to get through that and walk on campus with a peace of mind. Okay. You're Black, you're educated, you guys are moving forward. This is what you're there for. Don't let your peace be shaken. And on top of that, this week, the number one HBCU celebrated their birthday. I'm talking about the one and only Florida A&M University, sitting on the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee, Florida. Okay, the number one public HBCU in this nation right now. We're talking about FAMU. Okay, happy birthday to my alma mater. You guys already know Listen, we're the staple, okay? That orange and that green, I bleed it. Cut me wide open, and I'm bleeding orange and green. I love you, FAMU. And shout out to Simone Biles.
Wildcats.
Hell, Wildcats.
But it's not your birthday. Can y'all really respect it? Like, we cousins.
Girl.
Rebecca, you got to understand, I went through this already this week with my wife celebrating FAMU.
Right.
Nobody knows Benjamin P. Dixon, who went to BCC, formerly BCC, actually is married to a Rattler.
Yes. So
okay.
I've already had to celebrate once. I'm not going to celebrate twice. I'm not going to celebrate FAMU twice in 1 week.
We're just not going to do it. We're not. I celebrated when I saw your post. I was like, oh,
yes.
Okay.
I was like, congratulations, FAMU. That was enough.
That was enough. Like, oh, yay. That's over.
Florida A&M. Florida A&M. And Simone Biles, she is another picture of Black excellence. She wins her 6th world all-around gold medal, breaking her own record. And before we get out of here, David, drop a video of her routine so we can have that Black girl magic leaving the people, because she definitely did what she needed to do. I'm sorry, David. We are all over the place. I know we had to go to the after party, but we got to go, and I got to make sure you walk your dog. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you, baby. So go ahead and drop that video. Of
Rebecca and David is like Pam and Martin.
Pam and Martin, yes, man. That's exactly what they did.
Shout out to 104.7, the Twin City station that we are on right now, guys. Thank you for listening. And let's leave you guys with a little Black girl magic. Bubba, make sure you take them away. I got to go. I know you got to go. Ben, I don't want to hold you. You got kids. So love y'all. Mean it.
Biles in only her 4th competition since the Tokyo Olympics. But it looks like she hasn't missed a day in the gym.
Yes,
look at these landings. Boom. Super high difficulty. Every single tumbling catch she does. And she nails it.
All right, so that's going to do it for us here on Like It or Not with Rebecca Azor, signing off on the Benjamin Dixon Show. Shout out to Power 104.7, y'all. Make sure that you be great today. Go do something great for yourself. And your affirmation for today is, as soon as I can see it, I am always safe, divinely guided, and protected. I am always safe, divinely guided, and protected. If you have not already, go like, share, subscribe to the stream, and if you're listening to the radio, go to the Benjamin Dixon Show on YouTube or Rebecca Azor's channel on YouTube. Man, follow us and all that other good stuff. Become a member on Patreon today as well. Patreon.com/like it or not. Patreon.com/like it or not, y'all. We will see y'all next week. Power 104.7, Benjamin Dixon Show. See ya.
Your home for hip hop and R&B. Power 104.7, where old school meets new school.